who can never be duplicated, repeated, copied, or imitated, Steve.
Before I start, I just want to say that if you like any of these poems, I sell them for 35 cents each. And please buy some, I really need some gas. Not the kind that comes after beans, even though this is nice magical fruit. Alright, first I'm going to start with my latest poem. I just wrote it today, and before I read it, I should say that I have an odd technique for writing love poems about inanimate objects. This one's called Simple Pleasures. Oh, how I love to twist and polish your knobs. Oh, how I love the firmness of your wood. I also love your big shiny knockers, and the thrill I get from sliding my key into your holes is undefinable. So even though others see you just as a door, I know in my heart the thrills an ordinary door can provide. And this one is because she always requested it if I don't read it, so I'll read it in advance. Called My Darkest Affair. I love the way your smooth, sensual orifice seals tight to my lips. I love the way you jump at the thought of exchanging fluids. I love the way you erupt with a cool, wet surprise after I excite you. So I can say there's no doubt that of all the other beverages out there, you're without doubt. You are my favorite, my sweet suckling Mountain Dew. This one's called Socialization. Socializing, an interface of communications and revelation, a narration of expression, of passion, of excitement, and of coinciding. An alliance of attachment and involvement in understanding of the correlations in the relations of two people. It is an act of proving the conduction of your manners and the demeanor of your actions. This is called socializing. This one's called My Erotic Sticky Achy Infatuation. I love to stick the nearest rod in your center hole and only have you spin wildly around it. I love how excited you get at the thought of wrapping my nuts. I get so excited watching you bob and weave in and out of my big bulky junction. I love how your elastic texture makes your intimate moments even more pleasurable. I love how you wrap me ever so tightly with your warm yet nurturing embrace. I love how gooey you get as the temperature of my nuts rise. So there's no doubt that of all the other methods of fire prevention out there, you're without doubt the closest one to my heart, my lovely roll of electrical tape. This one's called The Resolve. The majority believes that if faced with a conflict, the best qualities to possess are size, speed, and superiority. Unfortunately, even though these qualities bring forth a resolve, it's seldom a resolve without consequence. The minority, however, have the intelligence to realize that optimal qualities are projection, perception, and interpretation. Because after all is said and done, the most memorable legends are not based on reality, but someone's interpretation of that reality. This one is called My Exotic Woven Romance. Oh, my exotic romance, there are many things I love about you. For instance, I love how you come expecting a wild ride with your built-in lube tank. I love how excited you get when I ride you all night long. I love how your clean hands blow me every time I get dirty under your hood. And most of all, I love stroking your throttle just so I can listen to that gentle purr. More than anything else though, I love how your multiple personalities add a little spice to our relationship. Whether it's your tranny half, your sparky half, or the half of the muscle. I just know when they combine, they make the most essential purr. So I can say without a doubt that although there are many different engine styles out there, you're without a doubt my favorite, my 3.1 liter Taurus engine. This one is called Human. It's possible that I possess the potential to cure cancer, end world hunger, or maybe even bring an end to wars. Unfortunately though, this potential must remain dormant because I'm also an African American, a Jew, or possibly even gay. And it is because of these factors that I'm also a minority. So with this in mind, I must ask why color, creed, or belief is even a factor in this modern age. But better yet, I must ask why we can't accept that beneath these superficial labels we're all human. This one's called My Shameful Infatuation. I love how you use plugs all day long. Whether the plugs are being inserted or yanked out by their cord, the very thought gets me all charged up. I also love to shove my stiff probe in your holes just so I can receive that shocking sensation. Another fact I love about you is the fact that your sole existence depends on people of all types inserting their tool into your holes. But most of all, I love that unique spark that only you can provide. So while others see you as a simple wall outlet, I know in my heart the unique pleasures that an otherwise ordinary outlet can provide. This one is called Humanity. People People think it's cool to do drugs, even though they know it isn't. People think gossip is fact, even though they know it isn't. People think stealing is a harmless crime, even though they know it isn't. So with these thoughts in mind, I now realize that if people learned as much as they thought they learned, then society would have a future rather than a destination. My irresistible yet erotic flame. I love how you display those naughty yet erotic scenes to me late at night. I love the way you get all lit up when I come around. I love how charged up you get when you use my hole. And I get twice as excited when we make that special connection after I finish screwing my device into your rear port. And most of all, I love the vast number of erotic sounds you make as you get all heated up. So I can say without a doubt that while others refer to you as a simple TV, I know in my heart you're much more. You're so much. This one's called Hindsight. At the time, driving home after bar hopping sounded like a good idea. Later on, though, the hospital proved otherwise. So with hindsight, you realize that calling a cab may be inconvenient, but not as inconvenient as the funeral. At the time, taking drugs due to peer pressure sounded like a good idea. Later on, though, the mortician proved otherwise. So with hindsight, you realize that no matter how hard it is to fit in, it is twice as hard to quit an addiction. So with these thoughts in mind, I now understand the phrase, should've, would've, could've, kill you. What? My true love. The rage you get is situated with such an extensive allure. And I know when I come around, I turn you on. I know this just by the way you get all heated up. I love the way your head goes into a spin after I turn you on. The way you get all light up inside just puts me in a intensity. I love the way I can push your button and control your knob. There's no doubt that out of all the others like you, you may be the oldest coming from 72, but you're also the sturdiest and wisest, and the only one for my heart, my VCR is 72. This one's called Strange Wrappings. Once a well-decorated soldier, a hero to many, but now wrapped in raggedy clothes and an uncleansed body. Once a well-renowned scientist, decorated with more than one Nobel Prize. But now his mind is wrapped beneath a veil of distant memories about days gone by, and his body is nothing more than a frail shell. It has the knowledge to cure cancer and end world hunger, but is wrapped in an earthly vessel that has the requirements to talk to himself and carry on with people who don't exist. So with this observation in mind, I must not ask why others can't meet the majority standards. But better yet, I must ask why the majority can't acclimate itself to the standards necessary for mutual understanding.
One more, please.
Did you say something?
One more.
One more? That's what she said.
Yeah, about 3 years.
Alrighty.
This one's called Confused and Amused. As I walk amongst my fellow man, I'm constantly confused and amused by the English language. For instance, yesterday a person said to me, "Hey, how's the hanging?" This statement had me completely baffled for several reasons. First off, I never knew you could hang the word "it." Second off, if you could hang the word "it," I wouldn't have a clue as to the type of hanger to use, since no one knows the weight of the word. After all, it is a pretty heavy thought. So in the end, I decided to respond by saying, since I'm missing quite a few variables, all I can say is "it's hanging in the closet." However, judging by the look on the other guy's face, I believe mixed signals were involved. My only hope is that one of the mixed signals was male and the other signal was female. And if this is the case, I must ask the other guy when these signals are getting hitched. Nevertheless, I'll certainly understand that these singles want to wait for the trailer electrical to be installed before they add the hitch. After all, this is the best idea if you're looking to avoid a tickle while driving with the trailer. Speaking of which, I can only hope that trailer is of a movie I've not yet seen. And if the trailer is of a movie that I've already seen, I can only hope that the overall scene is not chaotic. So by the end of the day, the English language continues to confuse and amuse me.